We did it in Florida. And this was my highest weight. I was 453 pounds.
Wow.
And it was really an amazing picture because for me, I think Yale weighed about 215 or something like that at the time, and I literally was twice his size. And it really, I mean, it got to me so much. And Yale was always on me about, not my weight necessarily, but whenever I gave a talk, Peggy was just talking about, don't talk about price. Well, Yale always was my guy. I'm the pie in the sky, visionary kind of guy, and he's more the numbers guy. And I would stand there and I would talk about PDF and OCR, and he would, and someone would say, "Well, how much do you guys charge?" And I'm ready to give all the information. And Yale's like, "He's going like this, and he's doing that," and that's why he's sitting up in the front here too. Right? I don't think he's going to be bothering me as much. And I told him that I would always be looking out and make sure that, I wasn't going to eat as much, and I'd watch my calories. And I promised him that I was only going to have one drink, when we went out to the bar. So, it was a fun time, but I knew that times had to change. So that was the last time I was at the Service Company Forum. The last Service Company Forum that you had was in Albuquerque. And I actually signed up for that Service Company Forum. At the time, I was already selected for the show. I didn't know what certain things I was going to be doing when. So I signed up, but I wound up having to cancel. And I wound up having to cancel because part of my theme was a Rocky theme. So I was sent down to Florida that week, to Miami, where I had the fortunate opportunity of training with Evander Holyfield for my first boxing match. And I wasn't really prepared for it. I had been training and getting my cardio up, but I wasn't sure exactly, what I was going to be doing until he said to me, "Mike, you're going to be doing your first boxing match. We're going to do 12 rounds." And I was just dumbfounded. But I had Evander Holyfield, so I said, well, how bad could that be, right? So I got into the fight, and my wife was there in my corner. She was very concerned, and my brother was texting all the time because he was very concerned. And after every round, I would sit down on my chair, and my wife would always say, "Are you okay?" And I would look at her crazy, and I'd be like, "What do you mean, am I okay? I mean, I'm fine, I'm okay. Why would you say I'm okay? What's wrong?" And she's like, "Well, he was punching me in the face. He was hitting you in the body. And this particular punch was called the rib breaker. But I did throw a few good punches. And what this was really all about, I'm going to show you a little scene from my boxing match. And I did break 2 ribs. So this really was a boxing match. And we may not have gone 100%, but we were going good enough where they were asking me, like my wife was saying, "Well, why don't you put a headgear on him? Why don't you put a flak jacket on?" "Oh, it's bad for the camera." So we were going at it. When I got good punches in, he got good punches in. And my goal wasn't to necessarily win this match. One of the goals was that people didn't see the bottom of my feet. That was a big goal of mine. But I wanted to make it to the end. And I wanted to get stronger. And that's what I learned about this process was it was a process of transformation. It wasn't just a process of losing weight. And that's what I'm going to talk about. I'm going to talk a little bit about how I built my strength up. But you'll see, I'm going to show you a couple little minute snippet from the show of what I was going through during this fight. And you can see me getting stronger. And it was because I was thinking about my purpose and my passion in life. And I think that's what we all have to find in life. If we don't know what that is, it's really important. And my purpose and passion is my family. And you'll see from this clip. Let's see. Clip, okay.
Let's go. Fight.
I was definitely winded and tired, but for too long I never fought back. But for the last 6 months, I've been learning how to throw punches. That punch was from my wife. This punch was for all the times I couldn't play with my kids. This punch was so that I could walk my daughter down the aisle. And that last one, that was for me.
Great job. Here we go. This guy is a fighter in every sense of the word. He's got what every fighter wants.
Come on, take a deep breath. Slow it down. Slow it down. Slow it, breathe it down.
That's hard. And as exhausted as he was physically, he wasn't going to give up.
All right, round 12, last round. Let's go up, guys. Let's go.
To go 12 rounds in a real boxing match when 6 hours before he had no idea he was even going to be fighting, it's nothing short of extraordinary.
I'm telling you, that's a workout a lot of people couldn't do. They can't even think about doing with that. I'm like, well, I think he did real well. Here's a guy just made up his mind with this confidence in his head that I'm going to get this off. I'm going to really do it. And he did.
Now, a nice thing was that afterwards, my wife and I got to go on a cruise for 7 days. She never knew, and I never told her, that I had a couple broken ribs from the fight. And I didn't really tell the production people either because I didn't want to stop. And eventually I had to tell them because I was just in a lot of pain. But it was really about testing yourself.